Hi, welcome to Camp Canine, Tony Twist here. Today I want you to have a think about what you consider bad behaviour. In puppies, there isn't such a thing as bad behaviour. There is only natural behaviour. They are not out to get you. They are not out to show you who's boss, to irritate you in any shape or form. They are just being puppies, and puppies just do what comes naturally to them. So when you're looking at something that you consider is a behaviour that you don't want in your puppy, it isn't that they're doing something that is bad, it's that they're doing something that's natural. Puppies do things, they have behaviours in them that are totally natural behaviours. They're not bad behaviours, they're just natural behaviours, just some of them are not wanted by the humans. And so what we need to do is we need to train them in an alternative behaviour so that they can still express themselves, but in a way that is acceptable to humans. Let's look at jumping up in particular. Puppies want to greet us. Puppies want to greet other dogs. They are very sociable creatures. When they're greeting other dogs, generally speaking, their faces are at about the same level as theirs. So when they're saying hello to another dog, generally speaking, they're on par with them. When they're going to say hello to us, they also want to say hello to our faces. Now, when we went and visited our little puppies in their with their mums, in their little family groups at the breeder's house, we had this puppy in our arms, in our hands. We were really pleased to see them, and we brought them up and we snuggled them into our faces, and straight away we were teaching those puppies that we want to greet up here, up where it's all nice and cute and fluffy and friendly and everything. And then we bring them home. And all of a sudden these puppies are getting bigger because they do grow very fast, and they're starting to jump up. And when they're jumping up, they are putting their claws into us. Some of them are going to grow into very large dogs, and if they were to jump up at us, they'd send us completely flying. And that's us. That's them doing it to their own family in their own homes. What if they did that to other people? What if you were out walking and your dog ran across a field and jumped up and bowled over a poor little old lady that had her little stick? She wouldn't be very happy. What if your dog ran and jumped up at a person to say hello? They only wanted to be friendly, but that person was terrified of dogs. Your dog has just put fear into that person. The laws changed a little while ago. If your dog puts fear into another person, they can take you to court for that. So this is one behaviour you really need to try and train out of your dogs as soon as possible. And like every behaviour and any form of training, and any way you want to develop your puppy into being a lovely, balanced, polite dog, you start from the moment you get them home. So what is going on with the jumping up? The puppies are wanting to jump up, they're wanting to say hello to us. So what are they actually after? Attention, yes. So what they're looking at is they're looking for some form of attention from you, some form of recognition that you and them are in the same life together. Now that might be a physical attention, it might be a stroke, it might be a cuddle, it might be something like that. It might be that it's a verbal recognition. And don't get confused. If you are saying something to them in a nice way or saying something to them in maybe a slightly harsher way, in other words, it doesn't matter whether you're saying something to them in a nice way or if you're telling them off for jumping up at you, you are still giving them attention. You are still providing them with that attention, and it's that attention that is providing the reinforcement to just keep jumping up. They're just going to keep jumping up as long as they get that attention, and that is the reinforcer. And you've always got to look at what the reinforcer is for the behaviour that you are trying to train in or out of your puppy. So you can't touch a puppy that's jumping up at you because that's a form of attention. You can't say anything to them either in a positive or a negative way because that's attention. You can't even look them in the eyes because, again, that's attention. So when you see people saying don't look, don't touch, don't talk, there is a good reason for that. It is simply so that you don't accidentally reinforce the behavior in your puppy. And it is as soon as you get your puppy home that you want to start training them in not jumping up. You want to be greeting them at their level. So how do you do that? With jumping up, there's one simple rule. 4 paws on the floor. 4 paws on the floor at any time when you're interacting with your puppy. Make sure those 4 paws are on the floor. If you see your puppy coming towards you and you can preempt them jumping up, go down to their level, get down on the floor, say hello to them down there. They're soon going to grow up, and once they've grown up, then they're a little bit closer to your level. In some cases, very close to your level. But what you don't want them to be doing is reinforcing that jumping up. You want to keep those 4 paws on the floor at all times. So only ever give your puppy attention when 4 paws are on the floor. Now that goes for when a puppy is approaching you, when a puppy is greeting you, when you are sitting down on a sofa and a puppy comes up to you. If it jumps up and it puts 2 paws onto your lap, it's asking to come up onto the sofa. Now, that's not really a polite way of asking to do anything. Going in and making physical contact as your first offering of some sort of communication with another being is not exactly the best way. So you'll combine your training with weight. Weight is a very important, probably what I would class one of the most important words of communication that you will train with your puppy, to wait before doing things. It creates self-control and patience within a dog, which is extremely important as they grow up. But we will deal with that in a different video. This video is all about stopping your puppy from jumping up, teaching your puppy not to jump up. And that rule is very simple: 4 paws on the floor at any one time when giving any attention to your puppy. So preempt, get in there quickly. If you are coming home from work, coming in from shopping, something like that, puppies' excitement levels are going to be sky high because you haven't seen them in maybe an hour, a couple of hours, something like that. Now, I know it's your baby. It's a really, really cute, fluffy baby that's come into your life, and all you want to do is to grab that baby and cuddle it. When you first get home from work or in from the shops, you've missed it like crazy. But it's one of the worst things you can do. And I know that sounds really cruel, but you are going to have to just wait a little while, just a little while. Go take your shoes off, put your shopping away, get changed out of your work clothes. Do something so that you don't set a pretense that the moment you come in through the door, puppy is sky high with excitement, you are sky high with excitement, and you are going to do your meet and greet at that point in time. Because I guarantee you, that puppy is going to be up off those 4 paws, and he's going to be, or she's going to be jumping up at you. And for a split second, you are probably going to forget all about the training, because all you want to do is go and fuss your baby. And bang, all of your hard work that you have done in trying to train your puppy to jump up is thrown out the window, because the one most important rule in puppy training is to be consistent, to be 100% consistent. If you aren't giving the same communication all the time to your puppy, how do you expect them to learn? How do you expect them not to be confused by the fact that sometimes it's okay and sometimes it isn't? Basically, that means you're teaching them that sometimes it's okay and sometimes it isn't, and that there are no rules. Because how can you set the rules? If you're not sticking to the rules, how do you expect your puppy to stick to the rules? So be patient yourself. Teach a calm meet and greet. Teach your puppy to be patient and just calm down a little bit before meeting and greeting someone, and to keep those 4 paws on the floor. With all training, the reinforcer is what will make behaviors develop, will enhance your training. If you take away the reinforcer for that behavior will disappear. If it's a learned behavior, it may take a little bit of time. It may even get worse, in your opinion. It may even get worse whilst you're trying to stop a behavior that has developed in your puppy. And there's good reason for this. You've been giving that puppy reinforcement for that behavior for how many days, how many weeks, basically until it's become a learned behavior. And if you take away that reinforcer, then that puppy doesn't understand that reinforcer has gone completely. That puppy's probably going, oh, we've got a greater challenge. I've got to do this better. I've got to do this harder. I've got to do this higher. I've got to do this 100 times better than I'm doing it now. They want more out of me. They want more of this jumping up before I can get my reinforcer. And so the behavior becomes worse. And it goes worse and worse and worse. And it peaks, at which point the puppy suddenly realizes there is no reinforcer. It's not coming. There is no point doing this behavior anymore because there's nothing to get out of it. And boom, the behavior goes. This is known as the extinction peak. Burst. Extinction burst. Before a behavior disappears completely, it will get worse. But we are talking about learned behaviors here. If you've got a puppy and your puppy is 8 weeks old and you've just brought it home, then set the rule now. Don't break that rule. Stick to that rule. You will probably notice that within a week, maybe 2 weeks, your puppy is always keeping those forepaws on the floor if everyone is being consistent, and I mean everyone. This is you. This is your partner, and believe me, if your partner happens to be the male one in the family, they're not so great at keeping to the rules. Sorry men, sorry boys, but it is true. Those rough and tumble games that overexcite the puppy, not good. Wait until it's a bit older, when it's already learnt what all the rules and boundaries are in the house. Then have your rough and tumble games, but not now. Not whilst it's learning not to bite, not to jump up, and to be a well-behaved and balanced dog. So men, boys, behave. Children, you are just as bad. You can get excited and want to see the puppy and let that puppy jump all over you. You mustn't do that. No. Forepaws on the floor. You love crawling around, so get down on that floor and crawl around with that puppy. Have fun on the floor with the puppy. But if that puppy jumps up, that puppy puts its paws on you, you just turn around and you walk away. Okay? No interacting. Don't look. Don't talk. Don't touch. Okay? And to the rest of you adults out there and the women, etc., etc., you get the idea. Forepaws on the floor. No recognition. No attention when those forepaws are not on the floor. As soon as those forepaws are on the floor, by all means, you can give attention, you can give as much fuss and whatever as you want, as long as those forepaws stay on the floor. It sounds simple. It is simple. Dogs are not complicated creatures. Puppies are really easy. If you don't teach a behavior to develop in your puppy, it won't develop. You are in control. You just need to know what's reinforcing the behavior and what not to do and where your aim is. And your aim is not to have a dog that jumps up. Polite dog. Manners. Patience. Self-control. Those are the things that are going to lead to a bond with your puppy and with your dog that is going to last years. And it's all down to you. It's all down to the way that you shape your puppy. So, what is the no jumping up rule? Say it again. no attention, 4 paws on the floor. 4 paws on the floor. That's all it is. It's as simple as that. Only ever give attention when 4 paws are on the floor. I hope you found this video helpful. Stick to the rules. Your puppy will stop jumping up or won't learn to jump up. That's the key thing. Good luck.